Very good afternoon. Thank you, Jose, for giving me an opportunity to come and meet the great people here in this room today. Warm welcome from Government of Karnataka to all of you. I hope most of you are familiar with Bangalore. If not, then I'm your local host here. Just ping me up and we'll go to Brigade Road in the evening and enjoy the Bangalore evening. Having said this, sustainability is an important topic and Jose has been very passionate for sustainability. I think the TIA has picked up Bangalore as the location because he feels that something is happening in Bangalore on an India perspective from sustainability. So thank you for recognizing Bangalore for the TIA as the host city and also flagging off a sustainability on the top of it. So thank you so much. Extremely sorry for coming a bit late, but I thought I will join you half an hour early, but I'm on the mark. And you put me on the stage immediately when I'm actually thinking about my thoughts going together. 12 lakh professionals work in Bangalore in the IT sector. 12 lakh direct jobs. 31 lakhs indirect jobs. This is the phenomena of the growth that the Bangalore has created as a mark of itself around the globe. I was traveling in San Francisco and there was a pole where flags were written, this city, this kilometers away. In San Francisco, I found a pole written Bangalore, dash kilometers away. That's the power of Bangalore which has been shown across. And I was so happy and so proud of it. 31 lakhs serving almost 750 multinational companies of the world. Again, a power where Bangalore offers to come at. How is it related to sustainability? I will just connect with you on this part. And on all these things, what's happening in the countryside as well, is that we have the digital economy growing very fast by all kinds of, from the government-owned businesses, from the private industries, MSMEs, and everybody else. And in this journey of the digital economy, when we see our India is aiming for $1 trillion digital economy, ladies and gentlemen, Bangalore, especially Karnataka, is focusing to contribute 1/3 of it from one state. And we are on top of it. We are on top of it. We are already $110, $115 billion contribute to that right now. So $300 billion is not too far for us. With the help of everybody else here, we'll be able to reach that stage. And if we don't do this, I am sorry to my other fellow states, nobody can do it. We have to do it. So we have to do it and we will do it. That's the way I come from in a mission mode approach, from a Karnataka digital economy mission to see that we reach that stage. For us, the digital economy comprises of three things. One, purely looking at the IT, ITS, software, and all that segment of the services come along with it, including GCCs, the R&D centers. From the GCC perspective, just to let you know, India's 40% of the GCCs belongs to here in Karnataka. All over the states is just 60% available. 40% is here. So we can call as a GCC capital of India is here in Bangalore. Now, what is the GCC doing? GCC started by simply saying, okay, I will start my back office operations in Bangalore. That is, I'm talking about of 20 years back. Today, all these GCC companies file their patent by the work of R&D done here in Bangalore. All. What we need to do is create those IPs now back to India, say, please file IPs here in India. That's what we want to do. And we will be working on that to make sure that at least some portion of those IPs can be here. That's the shift of the game which has happened across in 2 decades. Coming back to the digital economy, I said IT, ITS, and GCC. And then the second segment of it is the electronic system design manufacturing. And the third part is the startup and tech field. When I said IT, ITS employing 12 lakh of the professionals and 31 lakhs indirect jobs, I don't know, you must have seen the studies by the Harvard Business School as well. Startups is going to be the largest employer in the world. And so be in India as well. So for me, the shift is going to happen that I see a shift of professionals going from here, from an IT, ITS to the manufacturing towards more of the startups. How do we handle this? And how do we handle to make sure that we are a leading? So again, in the country, if you pick up an innovation index, if you pick up the startup index, Karnataka is number 1 and consistently number 1 last number of years. Thank you for the partners like NASSCOM, ISA, and everybody else. In fact, my friend is sitting here. He's doing a great job in IoT stuff in the Center of Excellence. All these work is actually making proud of Karnataka what it is, of being number one. So startup plays a very important role. And when startup plays an important role, in India we have around 80,000 startups. India, 80,000 plus, 90 plus we talk about. In Karnataka, we have 25,000 startups in one state. So that means 25 to 30% and 40% of the valuation of the entire piece actually come from Bangalore and Karnataka. Out of the unicorns of 106 unicorns, friends, 43 unicorns are only from Bangalore, of the country. All good statistics, right? Where are you on sustainability? The topic is today here. You've been saying, Sanjeev is talking tangent today. I want to come back to this. Bangalore is giving that thrust of the digital economy, and hence you find those transactions and etc. which is coming in place, helping us to reduce the carbon footprint. And hence it is becoming a sustainable model for the economy to grow. Answer is yes. But what's happening around is that the entrepreneurs are coming to Bangalore or to Chennai or to NCR. There's a lot of movement of the population is happening around. And if the entrepreneurs are going to be the largest employer, imagine what the world will look like in terms of going forward. How do we address this question of sustainability was striking my mind. So how do we address that? And hence we thought, let's come out of the concept called as democratization of entrepreneurship. Hence we want to put up a model onto this which says that if you stand up and say, I want to be an entrepreneur, then it should be a right to become an entrepreneur. You should not be challenged enough of your location, of your gender, of your diversity, of your accessibility, of your market. You should not be challenged. How do we design this model? In India, especially when you have so much of diverse population and regions and religions and geographical differences which are available across, in economic level as well. So we thought of putting up those 7-8 pillars on democratization of entrepreneurship. What is those one? How we define this democratization? If I say individual has a right, that means my idea should be enough to somebody to get into a mentorship. My idea should be enough where I can access the tools and technologies to make a product. If the product is available, can I get some funds for that? Can I get a mentorship by some industry? Can I access a market not only in India, outside India, sitting in Udupi? Can I do this? And all these things, if it's available only in Bangalore, is not going to help the problem, solve the problem. So we need to shift the gear completely and put up those principles. What are we doing on that? So first thing what we're trying to do is infuse the entrepreneurship thinking in the students at a very early stage. And for the last 3-4 years, we have been doing these programs in almost 13, 16 districts of the state. And we find out by just giving 1 lakh rupees to a teacher to say, hey, infuse an idea into a student. So a grant is given. For the last 3-4 years, we call as a New Age Innovation Networks, NAIN program, under which we give this money to a teacher to come out with a program on an idea level, just at this level. And then on top of this, EDP program, Entrepreneurship Development Program, just learning basics about entrepreneurships, how you run a P&L, what is the entrepreneurship, what the company means, and etc. Basic concepts of that. This becomes the important pillar to create a funnel of ideas and funnel of entrepreneurs. May not be mature enough, but you're creating a funnel. Like a typical company that you run, if you don't have a pipeline deals, how you will grow a business? You require a funnel of ideas, a pipeline of ideas to come into some level of maturity. That is happening around. So the first pillar is taken care of in some extent. We need to extend this pillar to all the districts. Second pillar, which is required, is to get idea to a proof of concept. So what government started program in 5 to 6 years back is an Elevate program. An Elevate program where we give rupees 50 lakh to an entrepreneur if an idea can be converted into a proof of concept. 50 lakh of rupees. It's a big amount for a person. And up to 50 lakh, it's grant, no equity. You can die also, and we'll simply write off. And that is where the power of idea to POC come into play. Till date, around 165 crores has been given as a grant to the entrepreneurs, and roughly around 800 plus entrepreneurs has taken advantage out of this. No other state has done so far of this kind of work. This is where we are trying to put together second pillar to shift the gear from idea to POC. Third one, incubation centers where they can get some really understanding of the tools and the mentorship. We started a program of Karnataka Innovation Network, KTEC incubation centers. And those incubation centers in different districts of the state is actually funded by the government. So the entrepreneur comes in place, very small token amount they pay because it needs to be like a professionally run organization. And hence they get the entire services at an incubation stage level. Then the replication started in the institutions of first kind. So many universities have now come up with their own incubation centers. And now what we're trying to do is build a network of these incubation centers across the state. And that's becoming a power. Fourth thing, how do we get incubation is there, my product is there, I have developed a product, I have a POC run. How do I get a seed funding? Where I should go? Come to Bangalore, reach out to the angel investors and etc., get a seed funding done. It's so difficult. And to that extent, the pillar comes out is a cluster seed fund. So we have designed a cluster seed fund for Mysore, cluster seed fund for Mangalore, cluster seed fund for Hubli, Belgaum, Dharwad. A 25 crore fund only for entrepreneurs of that region to access that seed fund. So the problem of seed fund is getting resolved. But the magic that we're trying to put together is if the local HNIs do not become a mature investors, the ecosystem is not going to be sustainable. So 1/3 of the seed fund is actually supposed to be partnered with the local HNIs. And they should be learning how to invest. They should be learning in terms of how to become a very mature investors and find out the right startups to invest into this. This is an exercise that we are trying to put together called cluster seed fund. Okay? Imagine if I am already a mature startup, I need an accelerator. I need a bigger scale of my market. How do we get an accelerator? In district towns, can you get an accelerator there? We have very fantastic accelerators here in Bangalore. But none of those cities, none. And what we need to do is now is a very different exercise. Not to create a one building some of the states does and say this is a one building where everybody should come and do the accelerator work. We want to create, yes, one building, but we want to get multiple buildings of this kind virtually as well. We are trying to put together a Karnataka accelerator network. That means a potential accelerator in a district town and a mature accelerator at Bangalore becomes a mentor and mentee. And the entire cohort is funded by the government to run it for let's say 2 years. After 2 years, friends, they will be mature enough to handle their own accelerator and run it professionally. Creating that model of this kind at the district level is a very important exercise of an accelerator. We have started this journey right now. I'll show you the results when I come back next year to you and talk to you, for sure. And I'll show you that how many cohorts has been come into place, what type of startups are there, and a variety of functions that we're doing around. Another element of this part is market access. How do we create a market access? Can be done by 2 ways. One, the domestic industry start leveraging the entrepreneurs either to the OEM or to go to the market together. And that's what we're trying to build up, a network of industries ecosystem linked with the entrepreneurs of that region. Plus, a market access of global in nature. Bangalore and Karnataka is the only state where we have more than 20 or 25 countries who has done a global market access called Global Innovation Alliance. So we have it with Singapore, with Australia, with US, with everybody else, and that is running across. Last pillar, Sanjeev or Jose or anybody else are individual personalities. We need to bring an institution in place who will be able to sustain this energy of entrepreneurship at the local level. And this entrepreneurship institution cannot 100% dependent upon the government because government is a very different way of functioning. You require a much more professionals look at it. We are trying to build up a tie network so strong in the community here, where we have now the only country and the only state in the world, we have 4 tie chapters in each and every of the clusters that we have. These 7-8 pillars, friends, is creating the concept called as democratization of entrepreneurship. I'm very happy that Niti Aayog has taken this model and want to replicate this all across the country as well. Mr. Chintan, who is the leader of the Niti Aayog, was very, very pleasantly surprised to look at the model you're putting together. Having said this, what might coming here? The sustainability part. If we're able to create this part, the models of economic growth will be dependent upon those entrepreneurs, employment opportunities of that kind. The movement of the people will not be there. The development of the city will be happening in different phase manners. And we can see the development happening and the models of sustainability can be brought in at that stage itself. Today, every entrepreneur is actually looking at creating those sustainable models in the technology piece itself. And imagine this new generation becoming the very mature businessmen going forward in a decade or so. how much impact of sustainability that we can create by just leveraging our towns, our emerging cities as the power of economic growth. With these small words, I thank you, all of you, to giving an opportunity to come and share the thoughts that we are trying to put together. Thank you so much.
Wow, that was amazing. Sanjeev sir, we are really delighted. Sanjeev sir also came last year in TI Summit, and at that time the numbers, so many numbers he mentioned. Of course, the whole video is live streamed, so you can go back and rewind and see his speech 2-3 times, because he gives so much power pack numbers. And I have been tracking the amazing work KDEM has been doing. KDEM is our ecosystem partner, and I have never seen a team this sort, always on fire, doing so many things in multiple districts. And thank you so much for the leadership, for the vision. Unless the concept is clear, the outcome is not clear. And for us, one thing, I think all of us in the room will agree, that Sanjeev has a clear concept to democratize entrepreneurship and to take it to the next level. Let's give a big round of applause. He will be here with us maybe for lunch. Those interested, because he's a man in a hurry always, you see, he's also moving. Please give your card to him. His team will get back to you. All right. Thank you so much.